Well, hey everybody, it's Steve at 1000 Year Homes. Welcome aboard. So today what I'm going to do in the setting sun is I'm going to go ahead and drill and tap metal so that I could put bolts in instead of weld seats on. The problem with this SeeSaw teeter-totter is that somebody welded cheap seats on it, and then I had to do a restoration on it. So I've been enjoying it. It's been my evening job. I'm working on the farm during the day, and I'm doing that in the evening. A couple of quick things came up during this. So when I went into the hardware store to buy the bolts I wanted for this, I told him I had a teeter-totter. He said, I don't know what a teeter-totter is. And I said, SeeSaw. And he goes, oh, SeeSaw. Well, he had a stronger West Texas accent than me. So that's the first time regionally that I ran into something, you know, Coke, soda. I remember when I used to come down to Texas, it was very Texas. And I heard a gal once say that it's a testimony, and she said she needed something about the Earl in her car and the lard, and I realized she was thanking the Lord for the oil in her car. It's changed a lot. Texas, you don't hear that kind of real rich. I needed subtitles back in the 80s and 90s in Texas. But I'm a Texaky, that's a Texan Yankee. But so that was one thing, a little language barrier. This was not a young guy. This was an older guy, a little younger than me, but an older guy. Didn't know what a teeter-totter was. So, you know, put down in a clicky-clack in your neck of the woods if a SeeSaw or a teeter-totter, what is it called in your neck of the woods? You might have another fulcrum. I don't know if you're Greek. All right, the other thing I ran into is I went in and I asked another not young guy. I'm not going to beat up on millennials and Gen Z and all that. I don't even know what gens those are, right? But he was, I'm going to say a 30s man. And I knew what a tap and die set when I was a kid, 8-10 years old, right? Everybody knew what a tap and die was set. But you know, back then, there was a lot of little manufacturing plants that were building parts for large manufacturers locally. So you had a lot of machine shops in small towns. That's all gone, right? But, okay, y'all, since the young man didn't know what I was looking for, he had to go find an old guy to find out what I was looking for. All right, this is a tap and die set, and it makes threads inside of holes, right? That's all it does. All right, so they've got a couple of different things. These are thread pitch gauges, and if I open that up, it will open up and give me different kinds of thread pitch that would let me find out if it's metric, it's American. I'm going to try to get that in focus. Apologies, right? So there's little teeny, that's all fine, that's fine thread, right? So, you know, so you got different kinds. You can see here, this is the size that I'm going to end up tapping it to. See how big those threads are, right? That's coarse thread, and that's American, SAE. And then, you know, you could go right down and you could get fine thread, you know, with a little smaller tap. You know, here's a 3/8, that's still American, but you see the thread pitch is different. And they go by counts, how many thread per inch, right? So, you know, this says here that it's 1/2 inch, 13. That tells me there's 13 threads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, blah, 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 in an inch, right? So that's kind of tells me the inclination, all of that good stuff. So I have one of these already somewhere on this ranch, and this is the bad thing about building. Doggone it, I only use the tap and dice like once every 3 years, and every time I go to find it, you know, it's this, the one that I have is black, and so if it's stuck wet and it's this thin, I don't see it, and I'm building out here. This is not my regular, you know, I've always had nice houses. This is very Spartan. So anyway, I couldn't find my tap and die, so I had to pay. But I bought the cheapest one, you know, I could find a Harbor Freight, whatever it was, 38 bucks. So it will make a few holes, and there we go. But anyway, there you go. Now you understand. And then you've got the different T handles that hold the different. This holds the die. The die is to make a thread on a rod, and the tap is to make a thread in a hole. And I had to say, I said a tap. I don't know what that is. I said, it's the part that goes into the to make the hole. I had the in, you know, I wanted to tell them the pecker part, but I don't know. And then, anyway, there you go. So what I'm going to do with the rest of this video is, you know, in this setting sun, I've got maybe 20 minutes before the sun goes down. I'm gonna see how far I could get in there. Anyway, I'll do a hole, since some of y'all might not have done a hole in the past. There's a few little things to learn about it, but maybe I could get all these in and get these teeter-totter seats, SeeSaw seats on there. This will be a John Deere SeeSaw, everybody, a John Deere SeeSaw. All right, y'all, on this here SeeSaw, I got to make some holes and put these seats on, right? So I'll be making holes on there. Now that's about, I'm going to guess 2/16 steel, an 1/8 inch steel, right? An 1/8 inch steel. I marked them for the big seats, and then I marked them for the little seats. I'm going to drill through this and put a tap in there. Unfortunately, where it wants to go, there's a support down in here, so you know, it's going to be extra amount of work. I could shift it, and I'd be better off, you know, going here, let's say, for example, or out here, but I'm going to go ahead and put them where they want them to be. So, you know, I need to make a 1/2 inch bolt thread. That's a 1/2 inch right there. And if I just try to make that right off the reel, right, I'm going to, it's going to be hard for me to get through there. So the first thing I'm going to do is drill a smaller hole. And what I don't want to do, because I got to have the holes where I don't want this thing skipping around and doing, you know, a bunch of work. Now, I got a little wiggle room with these seats. This isn't precision work like on an automobile. So I've got a little room, but we're going to use that room to our advantage. Not going to sweat the details, right, too much. But when you're dealing with steel, the first thing you got to do is you got to make a mark, right, where you want the thing to be, and you just use a cold punch, and you punch where you want the holes to be, right. All right. And then if that one skipped, it looked like it skipped around a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and, there we go. So now I got small holes, dimples in there. I'll go ahead and put a little oil on them. And this is machinist oil, which has a very thin viscosity. I'm going to start out with a smaller screw. I'm sorry, smaller drill bit. This, who knows where this drill bit's been and what it's done. I don't know if it's sharp. I drill drywall. I drill a lot of different things. So who knows, right? But there we go. We got these going. Let me go ahead and drill these out. See how hard it is with this, and then we can go up from here, right? I'm putting a little pressure on it. Now metal, you want to avoid heat with metal, so it's not about going fast with metal. There's a fast and slow setting on your drill. I'm going to go ahead and, in fact, I'll set this down to low. That's how I tap, but I'm already getting in there with it, so I'm happy with that. So I think I'll be able to drill all 6 of these holes out this evening before the sundown. We'll find out together. Always takes a third longer when I'm doing a video. And the reason you want a slower speed, you want the curlicues coming up out of there. You don't want it chipping off the drill, and you don't want a lot of heat either. So and I think what's happening here is I'm through, but I'm into the reinforcing rod, which is unfortunate, right? I hit that. Both of these are going to be the same way. Alright, so that might have broke my drill bit. I did. See, I put too much stress on it and I broke it. Well, now I don't know if I could get it out of there. Maybe, right? You know, maybe. There we go. So now that I got a little hole in it, I'm going to go ahead and change a bit. I broke that one, right? So it was an old bit. I'm not too alarmed by that. Next time I drill one out, I'll go up a little bit in size so that I can put a little more pressure on it. Not worry about it breaking. So now I wish that I had a 7/16 for that 1/2 inch tap, but I don't. So I'm going to go to the size that I think, probably 3/8. And if it ends up that the tap binds too much, I have these, which are step bits, and they let you make a hole a little bigger. Now ideally I want it like this because it'll make the hole tapered, and I don't want the hole tapered, but I might need a little more room than the drill bit's giving me. We'll see. Alright, now that I made it through and punched a hole in there, let me see if I can get some. I like finding, when I go to an old, listen, oil's oil. It's been in the ground for, you know, a million years, right? So you can buy old oil. You can't buy old gasoline, but you can buy old oil. Mineral oil is mineral oil. All right, now that I got one in there, let's go ahead and enlarge it. And I have several of these drill bits, so if this one's not getting in there because I've used it somewhere, I'll just get another one. It feels kind of dull. Same size drill bit, just that one wasn't getting in there. Let me try to get in there, right? I can see heat rising up out of there. I'm going to go ahead and lube it a little bit. Getting to be an old drill is what this is getting to be. Alright, I think I'm through, but you know, I got that plate in there that's interfering, so I'm going to try to get that out of there, get around it. I don't know if I'll be able to. Nothing's ever easy. Alright, well there we go. We're through that one. I just have to clean it up a little bit. Let me get on this one. If I got lucky, one will be inside the plate steel and one will be outside the plate, the reinforcing plate there, and it won't be right directly down. But I can't go too far one way or another, or the seats will be crooked when you look down the SeeSaw, and nobody wants that, right? It'll be odd on human eyes. And this here is a ironworker's wrench, and you see it's got a taper on the end of it. It's a crescent wrench, but on the back end it has a taper, and that's for you know, holes, lining up holes. So in this particular case, I'm just seeing, you know, if I can maybe get that metal out of the way a little bit. I can't. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do there. I don't know yet. Nothing's ever easy. If I had a torch out here, I think I would come in the back here and just hit it with a torch and cut it. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll drill it this way and grind it out. I don't know. We'll find out. This is the first one that I'm doing, so you will see how hard it is. I can see I'm through, and I'm exactly in the middle of this plate steel on that side. You know, it's just awful. Just awful. And really not because of the way that seat fits in there. That's really how it's going to end up being right there. So I have to make those bolts that are hitting the angle iron. I have to drill those out. And that's where the steppers come from, and drill taps and all of that. So I might be able to get in there and auger that out and put in a thread on that. I'm not going to rush into it. I have learned that if you rush into metalwork when things get odd, you don't get one shot at it unless you can weld, you know, and plug it. And I can't. I'm out in the middle of a burn ban. All right, well, there we go. I'm through both of these. Let me move down to the next seat and drill and tap that. That fortunately is just a one bolt, but it's going to have to go through the pipe as well. So there we go. So, and it is getting dark. The chickens are all gathering in. I'm going to try to do this one before I go to bed and call this a night. Same process as before. I got a little X right here where I want to drill it. So I'm going to go ahead and, you know, pound a mark in it. And then I want my drill bit to stay centered, so I'm going to go ahead and just give it a tip. Alright, still don't know anything about these drill bits because I don't pay attention to things like that. These look like they're titanium. The first one looks like it was just carbon tool steel. So let's drill the pilot hole. Alright. I think I'm through the plate steel and I'm onto the pipe now. So I'm going to put a little more oil in it, let the drill bit cool off for a second. I like the smell of machinist oil. It smells like, I don't know, my past. There we go. I'm all the way through, safely through now. I didn't break the drill bit. So that's not bad. Before sundown, I'm going to get 3 out of the 6 holes I need drilled. I just have to figure out how to manage that plate steel that's all jacked up. I probably won't drill after this or tap it tonight. That'll be for tomorrow lunch. But if you all watch my YouTube channel, now you'll know. Alright, so now that I've got it through, I'm going to go ahead, you know, I match the threads up like that. I make sure they match. They do. I'm going to take a look at this real quick. So ideally, when you're tapping it, the hole should be the size of the shaft minus the threads. Minus the threads. And I think a 1/2 inch bolt is probably actually 7/16, but that might be right. So I think it's a little tight. I'm going to go ahead. I want to knock her off the edge where the weld is, so and kind of taper it. And then it'll be getting too dark. I got to make sure my chickens are all put up and everybody's up for the evening. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that. Well, that would make the hole a little bigger for me. These are for stepping up holes, right? So I'm going to step up the hole. All I want to do is break that edge just a little bit so that I don't have the sharp edges fighting my tap, so my tap doesn't go in crooked. I don't want my tap crooked. So this will be all right. It's not exactly what I wanted. I didn't have the right size drill, but this will make a little taper in there. I'm undersized, and it'll make a little taper, and then I can follow that taper with a tap. And I don't tap with a screwdriver. It's too fast. I hand tap. I think that's a little better. Now the handles, they just open up like that. I'm just turning both handles and it opens up, and the die tap will just fit in there, and then you just tighten it down, and they'll also fit in a drill chuck, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hand tap these. It's getting dark. I really I'll tap one of these in the dark and see how the film is. How about that? The problem is if I start crooked or off a little bit, it messes up the threads. I'll never be right again. But we'll give it a whirl. It's awfully nice evening. The temperature was too hot during the day to even try this. I did fence work instead. All right, the first in is the most important, right? You want to get it. You want to get a good start on it. Not real crooked. There you go. I'm struggling with that. I'm struggling. And then you don't try to ram it all the way down. You go in a little bit, and then you go up a little bit, and you let the die tool, the tap and die, eat the threads, you know. And it's not a race. I don't want to break this tap in there by, getting all crazy on it. So I go down a little bit. I get it. I can feel it cutting the threads, and then I go back a little bit. And it's just a back and forth kind of a thing. And I am putting a little pressure on there to kind of keep it square. And then, as soon as I feel some resistance, I back off. Once it gets down far enough and there's enough threads to support me, I won't have to worry, I'm still worried that I'm popping out of the threads that I'm making, that I'm chopping them up. Back and forth, back and forth. When you feel it binding, you just go back. Don't be afraid to put a little more fluid down in there. Apologies that the sun is already set. I shouldn't even be doing this in the dark. It's kind of how you make mistakes, Alright, I'm finally getting enough threads that helper threads that I know I'm doing alright. I can feel it helping draw the tap in down to the next thread, without tearing out the threads I have. Just a little at a time. Especially a hole this big. If I mess it up, I'd have to re-plug it and weld it and redo it. I don't want to make any mistakes here. I don't want to break the handles off, you know. Don't want to break the tap inside. That would be a problem. How you doing over there, camera? You still catching it? It's getting mighty dark. Mighty dark. But I'm getting there. I feel like I'm through the plate steel. And I'm down in the pipe steel. And you know, if that was oil pipe, that's going to be hard stuff, man. Real hard to cut a thread in. I'll go ahead and put a little more fluid on it. Again, it's not a race. Right is faster. Slow, smooth, and right is the fast answer for this. Back and forth, back and forth. I might not speed this up so people can understand, you know, that you just can't be in a hurry with this stuff. I can see I'm halfway down with threads, but if you notice the tap, and you can't, it's getting dark, it's tapered, so I'm really not all the way through. I got to run the tap all the way through and all the way up so that I know that I have it. And got to make sure that I don't cross thread it going in and out here. I feel like I'm cross threading it. Damn it, I did cross thread it. Now I cross threaded it. I lost my my helper tooth. That's bad. And it's mostly because it's getting dark and I'm tired. It's late. I always work till sundown, right? I always end up in this situation. Alright. Damn it. Now I dropped it in the dirt. I'm going to have to clean it off. Those sharp threads aren't going to... Alright, let me put my chickens away and whatnot. Well, howdy everybody. It's a couple of days later, at least, if not a week later. So if I remember right, I cut off in the middle of the night and said, don't work in the middle of the night. And I went and put my animals away and came back and finished up this end right here. So there we go. So Leah's out, so I want to try to get the teeter-totter done so I could teeter-totter once in my life. So where am I here? Well, I broke all my drill bits. This is a real messy job. This middle one's not so bad with the middle. This middle seat's not so bad with the one bolt, right? So one bolt goes in there. That's not so bad. But the end ones, if you take a look here where they drill in, they end up hitting they end up hitting the bracket, and then I gotta drill this all out. I gotta cut out there so I can tap it. So let's go ahead. We'll finish one of these up in the daylight and put a seat on. Yeah, I broke all my drill bits with this. As soon as it pops through and grabs it, it breaks it. Breaks my drill bits. So I've got, you know, one more old drill bit. This one's been around a couple of years. So I'll punch that through and then I'll enlarge it one more time. And they'll be ready to drill and tap. So I broke all my ones that were 7/16, so this is a little smaller than that, maybe 3/8, so I'll have to chase that one last time. But
they are hard to drill into.
They are hard to drill into. That's that Corten steel, you know, that lasts for forever. And, you know, the downside is it's hard as heck. All right, let's do this last one. Yeah, I'm just touching the side of that, so this one's going to be right in. Let me move you over so you can see what I'm doing here.
Did you see that it jumped up?
Yeah. Yeah, chickens are quite a fun personality. They really are. You know, they're givers to us, right? They give their lives, they give their eggs, they give us happiness. Whew. Man, my arms are tired. Yeah. All right, time to get a new drill bit. I think these are too worn out. Bought a new set of DeWalt, so I was trying to use up those old drill bits, but they're so old I can't even make them work anymore. So these are 1/2 inch, and I can see that drill bit is 1/2 inch, so there won't be any thread to do there. So I'm going to step it down. I'm going to grab the new 3/8 and pop the holes in it, and then I'll trace it with a stepper drill, and I'll make it a little larger with a stepper so that these can be tapped properly.
I've been winning lately.
We haven't been winning lately, no. Boy, these sharper new ones get right in there, don't they?
Can I get $2 so I can take my truck off?
Yeah, but are you leaving already without me? I thought we were going to go eat lunch.
I mean, I'm not really hungry right now. I mean,
That answer the question. Are you leaving without me?
No, I mean...
What if I wanted a teeter-totter with you?
Oh, okay.
That's like a 1/2 hour's work for me, and then...
Well, I'll wait, and then if you want to drive to town, but I'm not hungry.
Well, you'll be hungry in a 1/2 hour. Oh. Alrighty. See how I've had to put those little notches in there, Leah?
Let me see where.
Down the side,
So
that
why
I
did you
could
do
tap
that?
it out. See?
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have gone down in.
Oh, okay.
All right, my love. So now all I gotta do is tap them.
What can I help you with?
Well, I need the 1/2 inch by 13 thread tap. Right there.
There it is.
I need the tap handle. I'll tell you what, while I'm tapping the rest of them, you could put the seat on this one. So,
Oh, I can screw it down?
Yep.
Yes.
So you can put everything away, all those drills in the box and whatnot. That would save us a little time. Get this all cleaned up simultaneously. All right. Well, then I oil up the tap real good. And the secret is to try not to make it crooked, but you saw that I made the other ones crooked.
Yeah.
Right? And then the screw goes in crooked. And anyway, that is life. It is life.
What about these broken ones, honey?
Broken ones you could put in a plastic bag wherever that got to. Did you already throw it away?
Yeah, it's trash, right?
Yeah, it is trash, but I was holding it so we could clean up.
I know. So this one's broken, right? These are all broken.
That one's not broken.
Okay,
those two are broken. That one's not broken. It's got a special tip.
Oh, it has a scoopy tip.
Yep.
Learn something new every day.
Yes, you do.
Now this is broken.
Yeah, that one's broken. And I'm glad you don't yell at me for mansplaining.
No, that one I asked.
Yeah.
No, when you mansplain something, you get the look.
I think women should keep mansplaining only to things about their own body. If a man says anything, because guys do that to each other, right?
Yeah.
You know, like, oh yeah, that's a, 342, that's a blah, 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 blah. You know, blah, blah. There, that should get it.
Now you don't need these, right?
Nope. Don't get little slivers of metal in you. Maybe that's where you got that from.
No, that's a what is it called? Splinter.
That's from a cactus, right? The little invisible ones that stick you and then they take a week to fester.
I cleaned out the whole cactus area, but it went through my glove.
Oh, yeah.
I got it out.
And then your glove's full of it and they slowly work in and then they stab you. All right. So when you do a tap, right, you go back and forth, but you can't break the first few threads. Oh, I'm talking to the thing.
No, I've never done one.
Okay. So once you start, it's tapered, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you get a couple of teeth, you got to be careful you don't break them because then the thing it's harder to tap. So then you go back and forth and back and forth.
What does that do exactly?
It's cutting threads into the hole so the bolt can go in.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Yeah, because there's no threads right now.
There's no threads right now. Yeah. But if you start crooked or if you're cross-threaded, whatever that one down there, is crooked, but it's crooked because the bracket forced the, so not really much I could do on that one. If I don't like it, I'll grind the head so it looks flat. Like I'll grind the head crooked. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And
don't hit your head on these; it hurts.
You.
I was trying to look at you.
You're 5'4". I'm 6 foot. So
Thank you for the extra 2 inches.
Oh, you're not 5'4"?
5'2".
5'2". You're a little itty bitty, but I'm almost a full foot taller than you.
Yes, you are. Okay.
But yeah, that's a. And then I never know what'll show up when I mix these videos anyway.
Yeah. Where's this one? Is this a?
Where is that one? There was 3 to start with, so my guess is I dropped it somewhere on the ground at some point in time.
I see.
But don't worry about it. I could have lost it 6 months ago. It could have not even been in the box, is what I'm saying.
But keep an eye out too.
Well, those they don't last for forever. Obviously, because they're cutting steel. So they wear down, and I don't know, you get 10, 15 cuts out of them, but most guys, that's a lifetime, right? Like, how many times do you need to drill a 1-inch hole?
Yeah.
But when you're building shipping container homes off-grid, you're drilling holes all the time. If you're a farmer, you're doing this kind of stuff. I mean, this is a fun project, but nevertheless, if I broke a 1/2-inch bolt, I'd be drilling it, welding it, and then drilling it out and tapping it. In worst case scenario.
Is there a spot you'd like me to put all these back in?
The only thing that I'll still need is this and the stepper, those in case I need to drill these out. But everything else you could put away.
Okay.
Including those punches and the sledgehammer. And you could just throw them in the shipping container for now. You don't have to put them in their spot.
These?
Those 2. Did you want to take that wrench home? You got to bring it back. You said you needed a wrench to tighten something.
No, I took the little moon garden, the moon circle, I already got that undone. I just did it with the little
Just through determination and
sticky
pliers.
pad, yeah, that you open your lids with. I
Yeah.
just did it with that. Yeah, it ended up working out pretty good. With a little anger mixed in.
With a little anger, good. Anger is a very useful tool. People are saying, you know, anger never fixed anything. I disagree. Anger fixes tons of stuff. So now if you take a look down in there, right? Well, now if you take a look down in there, you'll see that there's threads, right? You can see the threads in there. So I'm going to give that one over to Leah to go ahead and put something on. I'm going to tap these two out. Like I said, I had to spend all the time cutting those hole slots in the side. I spent all the time cutting slots in the side there. And I'll thread those. I'll tap those out too. The bad thing is, down here you can see one crooked bolt, right? You know, that those brackets pushed it away. It was too close to the pipe probably. But anyway, there we go.
Which means
Put the threads against each other so that that looks good, right? I got faith in you. And then when we teeter-totter, let's get some Windex and wipe off all of the oil so we don't get oil on our legs.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't wash out when I get the oil in. It leaves the little spots, you know. I don't want your jeans to be stained.
What's that?
Well, you tell me.
Oh, shit.
Nope, close. Oh, but walk down, make sure you got it straight, you know, and it's not all crooked when you tightened it.
Oh, it's good.
Does it? You want me to do the last
Sure.
twisties? Stealing your thunder.
No, I did my thunder.
Well, there we go. We're almost ready, Leah.
Yeah.
Go grab some Windex. Well, I do like wrapping up a project, though. It's had on my board, what I have, 10 things I'm working on.
Yes.
You know, and I don't think the teeter-totter made the board.
It did.
Did it?
Mm-hmm. I think it did. But we can go scratch it off.
If it's there on the board. I don't think it is.
Let me go check.
Well, you have to hurry up and write it on there if we don't.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
We're going to sit on the back one?
Well, I think we'll try them all. Let's start in the middle first. So I think adults need to play and have fun,
Yes.
right? You
Uh-huh,
agree?
I
Yeah.
agree.
I mean, you know, that's why I'm still 38 for forever. Oh, my beard needs to be dyed. I mean,
don't
anybody.
bring attention to it.
Oh, don't bring attention. All right, so I'm on.
Okay.
So I'm going to put you up in the air and you can't get down.
Ready? Push hard. Yes! Push hard.
Not half bad.
No.
I feel real secure with the handles.
Yep.
So yeah, we saw these. They're $2,000 online. This was $300 to pick up, but I could have talked the guy down. But and then the seats, we bought them down through the years, didn't we?
Well, these actually had legs.
Yeah, they started with
legs. Try
legs.
the back one?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
All right, you could get off first.
Okay. We're teetottering in luxury now.
Seesawing. Ready? I'm going to put you up in the air. You're going to be stuck.
Woo! Oh, see, this is more satisfying. Woo! I was trying to hold you down.
You can't. Now, you could if I take the middle. You ready?
Ready.
I'm going to get off. Put your feet down. I'm going to get in the middle one, and you can see if you can hold me up in the air. You got it?
Yeah.
Oof. Oh, that's why those were. All right.
Okay.
So, does this make me more powerful? Nope. So that's the advantage of this.
This is the fun part.
Yeah, we're having fun. Put me down, I'm scared. Oh, I can't. Unless you push, I can't get you down.
Aww.
As soon as I get off of this thing,
What?
stuff will happen. You're just pushing it and pushing it. Push hard, jump.
I am. This is good exercise.
It is good exercise. Okay. Oh, I almost had you. Almost. Yeah! No, don't you do that. This is good exercise. Honestly. It's not very mature of you.
No, it's not.
Give a woman a little power and she gets drunk. So is that poking your butt? You don't feel the bolts, do you? All right, well, I'm going to call this officially done.
This is fun.
Where do you want to put this? I say it could go right there for now.
This is perfect. It's under the shade,
Yeah,
the horses.
shade. So we'll
I like it when you sit there because this is so cool. I feel strong.
Please let me down. Please.
Now this is good exercise. It doesn't.
Oh, come on.
Whee!
But I'm feeling it in my core, everybody.
This is good exercise.
It is weirdly good exercise.
Feel it right here.
I felt when I was squatting, I felt it on my back,
Yeah.
of my legs, and now when I try to lean back and keep you up, I feel it in my core.
And we do this 30 minutes a day, we'll be toned right up.
This would tone somebody up. And I think it's beautiful. Oh, we need to figure out if I want the John Deere sign.
Yeah, that looked good. Where'd it go?
It's right over there. You ready?
Yes.
I'm going to let you off first. See, when I push it up against, I'll put, there, see, internet, it's going to go maybe there.
And then you're going to, is it still going to swing back and
Well,
forth?
I'm going to cut these off.
Okay.
I'm going to use those and drill screw heads.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that'll be really
it'll be
cool.
mounted.
So like you mean you're going to put two things in here and screw
Right
it in?
through there.
Okay. Yeah, this is good.
All right, there's my farm teeter-totter restored. Well, you know, it went from a rusty piece of junk.
I really liked it when you sat there because I did feel like it was more even, more balanced.
Yeah. I'm real happy.
Yeah.
All right, you think that'll last 1,000 years,
Lee?
Lee?
I have the John Deere in the back.
Oh, it did. It has the John Deere sign in the back. All right, all I got to do then is...
So we're going to do a poll. Do you guys call it a seesaw? Or do you guys call it a teeter-totter? Let us know.
All right, put it down in the clicky-clack, what y'all call it.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Yep.
We did pretty good on that.
Yes, we did.
Would you ever pay $2,000 for one of these?
No.
Me neither.
Absolutely.
It'll spend a lot more time sitting than
Well, and the
teeter-totting.
$2,000 one isn't even painted. Doesn't
No,
even
it's
have
just
the charm.
yeah, it has no charm.